Good morning, guys. This is my life now. It's nice and pretty though. It literally just melted. There was no snow yesterday and it's all back again overnight. Hey guys, back again with the second video, and you can take a guess at what it's going to be about. Yes, it's going to be about my least favorite things about traveling. Let's get started. I want to say, I suppose the very first thing that I don't like about traveling is always being the new kid on the block. Starting off, you have to be solo for a little bit until the staff at the hospital are able to trust you and you figure out the people that you can trust while working there. You know what I mean. It does take a while to figure out where the supplies are, who the doctors are, and how they work. I don't know where anything is. And figuring out the flow of the hospital. And honestly, usually by the time you figure it out, your contract's about to end and you start all over again at your new travel assignment. And normally it takes me about a week and a half to remember where things are and to get into the flow. But sometimes that week can be really hard. You just gotta push through it. How about y'all? How long does it take for you guys to get adjusted? Let me know below. The next thing on my list would be being alone. Some people are okay with it and they can function perfectly fine, like my friend Ashley Hardy, who's able to travel the US solo for her assignments without any issue. She's a boss. Unfortunately for me, that's not the case. It gets lonely sometimes, even if I have my boyfriend with me. Not that I don't appreciate having him here or that his presence isn't helping me at all, but he doesn't understand the medical world. I mentioned my friend Kelsey in my previous video. She was my first and only travel partner. It was really comforting to know that she was there and that I could vent to her about work and life. But my boyfriend doesn't understand the nuances of hospital life, and I'm pretty sure the things that I talked to him about seem pretty messed up in his perspective. If y'all can relate, comment and share your experiences too, especially if you have a significant other who is not in the medical field. But as I also mentioned in my previous video, it isn't always bad to travel alone because you really find yourself with it. Now, before I talk about this one, if you're watching this, tell me what factors go into your decision-making process and selecting certain assignments. Do you do it for the money, the experience, the location, the convenience? Let me know below. So, depending on your travel assignment that you choose, you may or may not enjoy your time off wherever you are. This kind of relates to traveling alone too, because you can be bored on your days off with nothing to do depending on where you go. So you can choose your contract based on what you want to get out of it, whether that be to make the most money from it, to go somewhere fun, or do it for the experience, or a little bit of both. In my case right now, Chicago was for the money and for the experience. I wanted to know what it was like to go somewhere like cold and new, and Chicago is like the third biggest city in the United States. I'm also going to enjoy today, by the way, because it's 48 degrees, which is the warmest it's ever been here. I'm very excited to go outside. But yeah, it can be difficult sometimes. Chicago is fun, but getting around can be a hassle because the lanes here are so narrow. Although there's public transit, it can take as long as 2 hours to travel 10 miles somewhere. It's a little bit expensive here too, but still, it's still really fun here. I've been enjoying it. Or my assignment in Odessa. Oh my gosh. There is nothing there but strip clubs and oil fields. I think my two favorite places there in Odessa was Torchy's Taco and H-E-B. H-E-B was my hangout spot. There was literally nothing to do there. I think I just pushed that in the back of my head because I don't want to remember how bad it was there. This is a big one for me. Really hard part about traveling was leaving my pets at home. Also, just leaving my home entirely. We needed to find someone to watch the house while we're gone. It was hard. So, thank you to our friends and families for taking care of our house stuff. I've tried bringing my pets before, but they weren't able to handle the continuous changes involved with traveling. I took my dog with me to Virginia, and she developed such bad anxiety that I had to start her on some medications. I was doing all this research on how to ship her back home, but she ended up just staying with me for the entire contract, and I'm so sorry I did that to her. However, unlike my situation, it isn't difficult for people to bring their pets if the pets are already used to traveling and continuous changes. But it is a little difficult to find housing that will allow pets, and it may be a little bit more costly on your end, but I think it's worth it if you're able to take your pets with you. I've known travelers to move around in RVs and they're completely content with that as well. I hope my dog and my cat doesn't forget us. I really miss them. Traveling isn't for everyone, but if the circumstances are good for you, it's definitely worth a try. Okay, and I think the last thing that I can think of for my least favorite things is trying to get back into a routine if you're a habitual person like I am. It's not always easy to settle back into your normal routine, such as working out or eating healthy when you're traveling, because you don't have all of your things with you. You're unfamiliar, you don't know where to go, you're not sure if it's okay to be outside alone to do things. For example, I still don't have a gym membership because I don't want to be indoors where it's too crowded. And I'm also here in Chicago during the coldest time of the year, and exercising outside during these times is a no-go for me. The Chicago people here are built different.
I'm built different.
It must be the permanent face numbness from the blistering winds, because I don't know how y'all run in this weather. I really don't. My face hurts thinking about it. Ugh. And my Airbnb right now for me has like really thin floors. You can hear like almost every creak. So doing any heavy exercises, heavy movements, or jumping is also a no-go for me. So I'm kind of limited in what I can do, but you make do with what you got. So I was able to bring my resistance bands, so I'm doing some kind of workouts with these at home, just so I can not be a potato. Despite my screen name, I don't like feeling like a potato. You gotta get some movement in, right? But yeah, if you're lucky enough to be able to travel to drive to your travel assignment, you'll be able to bring more items with you from home, like cooking supplies, seasonings, your workout equipment, and that makes it easier for you to get back into the routine of things. But if you're flying somewhere, you just gotta try to make a plan before you leave to figure out how you're going to adjust. So how do y'all get back into your routines? If you have any tips or tricks, let me know, because I'm still trying to figure out what works for me. Ideally, I'll try to drive to all of my travel assignments, but I know it might not work out all the time. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. This is my video about the things that I don't like about traveling. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment, do the thing. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys tune in for my next one. See you next time.